This is Terry Escobar at Santa Clara University, and you are watching Excel, the future value function. To calculate the future value of an investment with periodic constant payments and a constant interest rate, you can use the FV function. Let's review the function arguments. The FV function has a rate argument. This is the interest rate per period, or periodic interest rate. NPER is the total number of payment periods annually. PMT is the payment made for each period. PV and type are both optional arguments, but for your own information, PV is the present value or lump sum you want to start with. In our example, we'll start with 0. Type is whether or not you pay at the end or the beginning of a period. In this class, we will not cover these optional arguments. Now let's look at our example. In our example, we would like to calculate the future value of a retirement fund. To start with, we have a salary of $60,000, and we're going to make an annual contribution of 6% to our retirement fund. So let's first figure out how much we'll be contributing each month. Let's take the annual salary multiplied by the annual contribution and divide it by 12 equals B3, which has our annual salary of $60,000, multiplied by 6% divided by 12. So we'll be contributing $300 per month. The annual interest rate of return is 3%, and the years contributing is 30. Let's use future value to figure out how much we'll have at the end of 30 years based on these arguments. Instead of typing equals FV, I'm going to use my insert function dialog box. Insert function is a way to find help on functions that you've forgotten the arguments for. Insert function, and I'll search for future value. There it is, FV, returns the future value of an investment based on periodic constant payments and a constant interest rate. Now the insert function dialog box has bold arguments and regular font. The bold arguments are required. Let's calculate the rate. We said the rate of return annually will be B6 or 3%, but we have to divide that by 12 because this is a monthly contribution. NPER is the 30 years multiplied by 12. And we said we're making the payment in B5. And when we click OK, it says that we'll have $174,821.07. And again, just like the payment function, if you'd prefer to see that in a positive number, you can put a negative for the payment argument. So that's really good news. Let's take another scenario. I'm going to copy the math, as always. So we're copying the math because in this column, column C, we're going to calculate what our retirement will be if our employer also contributes. So we're going to say that our employer is going to contribute 4% for us, which brings our monthly contribution up to $500, still at the 3% annually, and 30 years, we have $291,368.44. Thank you for watching Excel, the future value function.